Hey, it's Dame from Dame's Place. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to show you something today because I don't know, it's about vinegar, and I really think it's important to make it yourself. And anybody can make vinegar. You're just going to have your fruit-based water and sugar, clean, good water and sugar. That is really all you need. So you can use the peels from apples, make sure they're organic. I just bought a batch of apples that we won't be using. I thought they were, and they weren't, and they were different. So, but this is some that I got going in on 4/13 this year. Okay, so this is my freshest little jar, and I have other jars back there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll do this so you can see the top. Show what it looks like. It's really let me take a taste. I'll tell you. It's like sparkling. It's kind of like sparkling wine, really is what. But if you served it, I was a bartender for a lot of years. Somebody'd say that's vinegary, but there's a drink called Shrub. It's an old drink from probably. I think they probably drank it right up in the South. They drink. I've had like a Shrub lemonade, and that's like a vinegar lemonade, and it's really good for you. Berry ones are really good. You're just gonna make your vinegar, which that's all that is. So 3 ingredients in here. Make your vinegar, and then you add sugar, and you kind of make it a syrup, and then you re-water it down. And I was looking at making a Shrub, and I went back to where I keep it in the storage spot. This one, okay, this one is from 6/19/2022. The first strain was 7/14, and it started about up here because I hope you can see the line. I'll do this, okay? See that line? Oh, no. On my hand. Now I'm going to touch that. So it started here, and that was a homemade vinegar, same kind. Okay, like that, goopy. It is so delicious. It's very tart. It could almost use, but see, look at my dilemma. See, I wasn't really planning on this becoming balsamic vinegar, and I looked it up. In balsamic vinegar is so good for you. They say it takes 10 to 25 years. Now this is 4 years, so that's not. I'm walking away a minute. So that's not true. And I live in the Pacific Northwest. It's very, very wet here a lot. We're in the valley. We're not like in the rainforest part, but still in all, you wouldn't think it would get this dry this quick, but thankfully it does. That's why I can dry the herbs and stuff. Everything's so easy. So that's what it looks like. See, it's kind of in this little. This might even pour better than I thought. But look at that. Oh my God, I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to try to get as much of this out as I can. And the pristine way to do that would be to not mix anything in it, in my opinion. You'd leave I worked at a fancy restaurant and stuff, and the pristine way to do this is for me to really do it right and put it in its own jar and keep it as strong as it is. It smells so good. It smells beautiful. Like this little jar, not mix any of the new apple cider. But all I'm going to say on that is it may be a little easier for me to get some of the bottom out. I'll pour as much out as I can, but I'm just going to hold my hand like that. I'll pour as much of it as I can into this jar. But what I can't, I'll do a rinse out with the new vinegar, because it's the same kind. It's apple cider, and that was the other thing. When you're making your vinegars, and then you're just you could mix the vinegar in anything, but it's not going to taste good in a bubbly drink. It's going to taste good you could drink it warm, or when you're not feeling well. An apple apple cider vinegar, when you cook it down to a syrup, you're going to cook it down to a syrup. That's what this was. This was not solid syrup. This was a step before it gets to syrup. it's just a shorter time period. That's all. It's not going to be as thick. But see, I forgot about this and left it. And that's what happens. That's the great part. I've had balsamic that I made on purpose, but this I didn't let go this long on purpose because I do it like in the jar that you want it in. You like leave it and you're bottling it in the same jar. You're not going to rebottle it. I'm going to have to redo this one. Because it went so far, and I think it might, I'm going to lose some of it a little bit, but it's not a big deal because I have this up. But don't mix your good vinegar with store-bought. You know, like this, I still do buy store-bought. This is my vinegar. This is, I'm not even going to do that now. I was going to try to do that on camera, but I probably won't. Or I'll show a pour, I guess. I'll show a pour. You want to see a pour. But this is like a really hot vinegar. It's just hot sauce. And then this is hot vinegar with lemon in it. Okay, and it's really strong. It's got lemon and ginger in it. And I pour this in tea when you're not feeling well. Open up your lungs. So any vinegars you can make, you know, they're just sitting on the shelf doing it themselves. So maybe I can get this in before. I think maybe somebody's moving. I'm going to try to show you how thick it is. It is so strong. I don't need this thing. So. This is what they call the money shot, I think. Yeah. Trigger would be so proud of me. I can't tell. Trigger was my boss at the restaurant I bartended. I started as a waitress, and then I bartended for 8 years there. I waitressed for a couple. And he would be so proud of me right now because he was an Italian and he was Sicilian, like my husband. And he taught me everything about fine wine and where he got his vinegars. He bought most of his stuff from Italy, or he brought it back with him. And his friends would bring stuff all the time. They'd bring me such nice sweets and stuff from the city. Because we lived, the town was kind of like, it wasn't like, he was bringing them from New York City and Philadelphia and stuff, and that was happening. But anyway, this is like balsamic, and any Italian, anybody that knows, who doesn't know balsamic? I'm telling you, look at that. It is so, it's delicious, and you can just make this yourself out of water, sugar, and apples. Or this is actually, you know what? This is grapes. That's why it wasn't as full, and that's not the brightest thing. So now I'm gonna have to really work on this and do this the right way. That's all I'm gonna shoot now before I lose time with it, and then I will I'll post the results. All right, peace.